here real quick because I didn't film an intro. I just started with the unboxings, but this is just a vlog where I read my first prompt for the Reindeer Readathon, and I start the second one, but I don't start in order. The first one I read is the Dancer? I don't remember. Always got to pull out the notebook. Dancer, and then I start the Dasher prompt. So it's just gonna cut into me. I'm not talking in the video at first, and you can hear my husband in the background. He's feeding the boys, which are the four-legged fur babies, and I just start unboxing some stuff. The first things that I show are some fuzzy socks for my kids for school. So yeah, so that's, and I thought I had another clip, but I don't. I thought I'd done an opening clip for to introduce the vlog, but I can't find it anywhere, so I'm gonna check one more time. So and if not, this is the vlog, and I'm gonna go back to past me, and I'll see you in the unboxing. Bye for now. It's your mail? No, not this. This. Go show Dad. Hey, Ruth. He's working on feeding me. A week before. Oh, it's laying in here. Please come back. It's a little loud. These are for the girls. Here you go. Go take that one to him. Almost the same. Just the colors are different. You can't have them. They're not yours. It goes with their other little gift. Okay, we'll do this one next. This is from Love and Faith is my shirt. He's supposed to take his mail and then show his dad. Smitty! No. Come here. Take that one and show Daddy. Okay. Take that in there and show Dad. Before you tear that up. Or these from Love and Faith. He says I done tore it up. No, P ain't got no mail. It says faith, hope, love, and then Jesus down the cross. I think that might have been my free one. That's how they got me over there to order. Rufus, take his mail. One of them was free. I think that one was it. Your order is home. What? Yeah, that one was free. And then I got this one. Hey, Rufus. We'll have to figure out how to get you on the camera. Yeah. Then there's this one. Makes everything beautiful in his time. And then this one. I'm so glad I have a shirt in. I was supposed to get him something that came in today. I haven't opened any more mail. I'm showing off my shirts. My cup overflows with blessings. I like this teapot. They're real soft. The sweatshirt that was free, it's really soft. Okay. Had this in my cart for like Smitty. It's the Brian Sanderson Mistborn trilogy. It's got Mistborn, The Well of Ascension, and The Hero of the Ages. I haven't read it, but I've heard that it's really good. It's sci-fi, and so they said if you had read fantasy before, that you could start with this one. So it was a good price, so I got this. I've had it sitting in my cart for like 4 months on Amazon. And then the last one, I never can get these open. I'm not gonna struggle. I'll let y'all see how weak I am. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it a little bit so I can rip it. Smitty! There you go. Take it to Dad. So this is supposed to be the first in this series. And I have 2 and 3. So, I don't know, something about it. I just like to read in order when I start a series. So, but I could use this for my beginner series on my Reindeer Readathon. And, yeah, I think so. I think this is the first one. But my grandmother loved Karen Kingsbury. And so, yeah, I thought I'd read them. But anyway, that's my unboxings. And I was shocked that they were all in today. So, yeah, that's it. So, that's all I have. We just got back. We did some Christmas shopping. And now I'm going to fix me some bell pepper mini pizzas. And, yeah. You heard me right. Bell pepper mini pizzas. I don't know really what the technical term is. But that's what they are. So, I will see you in the next clip. Oh, I guess I could update. I'm still reading Redeeming Love. I'm halfway. I'm on page 211. And he has retrieved her after they got married, and she ran off. And that's all I want to say. I'm really worried about what's going to happen next. I think she's going to end up falling in love with him, and then Duke is going to show back up. But anyway, that's where I'm at, and I'll see you in the next clip. Okay, I guess I'm cutting that part out because she's not doing a live show with that reread. I thought she had said she was doing a live show. Anyway, 5 stars. There's a devotional that goes along with it, and it's called A Path to Redeeming Love, and it's a 40 days devotional. And I wanted to also update you, I'll put that to the side, on my Proverbs study. I don't know if I showed you this, but I printed this out. It's from, I'm in a Bible journaling group, and they had this as one of the, as the verse of the month or something. And I want to put it up here in front of me, because it says, therefore, as you received Christ Jesus the Lord, so walk in him, rooted and built up in him, and established in faith, just as you were taught, abounding in thanksgiving. Colossians 2, 6 and 7. And I didn't do that. I printed it out. Somebody else did that. Okay. So I have 6 different Bibles sitting here that I've been using. But this one is just a basic King James version, large print. But this is the little study that I've been doing. It's in Proverbs, and I am on 17. Not that you could see that, but I'm on 17. And as you can see, if you flip through, I found lots of things that needed to be highlighted. Lots of things I need to work on. And what I have discovered is that Proverbs is a lot about using your brain, a lot about asking God to give you his wisdom in everything that you do. And we know that. But we don't always act upon that. We don't always ask for his wisdom. We don't always use the best judgment in that. And yes, I am drinking my vitamin C, one of my emergency and stuff, out of my plastic cup again. But it was just the first one I grabbed, and I was just in need of water and my little vitamins. So if you want this, if you want to know what this is, just let me know, and I can put you in touch with my friend who's my coach. But anyway, it's also about to me, it would seem like it's about just being, let me think. Don't forget to hydrate, people. It's about using your common sense a lot of times. Putting love before anything else. And I don't mean love like in a love you have for a brother or sister in Christ. A love you have for your parent. Maybe a love you have for your spouse. Things you might do for that spouse. A love you have for your kids. A love that you might have for your friends. In this world that we're living in today, it seems like it's so important for us to walk so straight. It's not going to be easy. And it's not going to be this wide way. It's going to be hard. And we need to do everything that we can to be right with God. And, you know, some things we can do in ignorance. And like some of the books I read aren't always the best choices, but I love to read. And it has come to my attention that I need to be a little bit more upfront about that on my channel. And when thinking that over this weekend, I decided that, you know, if these books weren't appropriate for everybody, like if my mother wouldn't read them, you know, she doesn't really read Christian books, but I mean, I'm sorry, she doesn't read fictional books, but if my mom wouldn't pick them up, or my grandmother wouldn't pick them up, let's put it that way, then I need to be upfront about that. The Shadowhunter series is probably not something that I would tell my friend that she needed to read. It is young adult. There's some language in it. There's some innuendos. And that's... as far as I can remember, that's about all there is. This James Rowland's books, my sister told me about him. It's hard to explain. Let me see if I can look one up. Let's look up. We'll look up the Judas Strain. Do I have Goodreads on here? Yes. It's been a long time since I've read his book, the one that I did read. Now, his books, are a series, most of them, and they're the Sigma Force series. But that one, the Judas Strain, that one is a terrifying story of an ancient menace reborn to plague the modern world, and of an impossible hope that lies hidden in the most shocking place imaginable within the language of angels. Judas Strain is a scientific term for an organism that drives an entire species to extinction. From the depths of the Indian Ocean, a horrific plague that has arisen to devastate humankind, a disease that's unknown, unstoppable, and deadly. But it is merely a harbinger of the doom that is to follow. Aboard a cruise liner transformed into a makeshift hospital, Dr. Lisa Cummings and Monk Kokalis, operatives of Sigma Force, search for answers to the bizarre affliction. But there are others that, with far less altruistic intentions. In a savage and sudden coup, terrorists hijacked the vessel, turning a mercy ship into a floating bioweapons lab. A world away, Sigma's commander, Gray Pierce, thwarts the murderous scheme of a beautiful would-be killer who holds the first clue to the discovery of a possible cure. Pierce joins forces with the woman who wanted him dead, and together they embark upon an astonishing quest, following the trail of the most fabled explorer in history, Marco Polo. But time is an enemy as a worldwide pandemic grows rapidly out of control. And so let's see. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so this review was 5 years ago. So this was way before. This was published way before. It was published in 2007. So it was before COVID. So, just to reinforce the fact that we just need to be walking in the wisdom that God gives us. And if we are not blessed with a lot of wisdom, then we need to be asking God for it. And we need to be seeking Him for it. And not only that, but in her little introduction, she says she's going to talk about 7 of the foundational principles that are found there. And it's wisdom, understanding, prudence, knowledge, discretion, and discernment. And to me, they all kind of go hand in hand. So, but I know what I've talked about. I really did not get on here to talk about all this. But that being said, I'm really enjoying the study and would recommend this, even though I'm only halfway through it. Would still recommend it. I think it's wonderful. And I'm glad I ordered it when my friend said she was doing it. And so, I mean, she told me one morning she was working on this study. That very hour, I put in an order to Amazon. And I'm so glad I did, because I've so enjoyed it. But anyway, that being said, I'm glad you're still here. And I just wanted to update you on those two. And I started Magnolia Parks last night, but I only got to about page 7. That would be a book I would not recommend to just anybody. In fact, I'm not sure I'm going to make it through it. Right now, nothing has happened, because you're just getting to know everybody. But I believe that my next book is going to be... Hold on just a minute. I'm going to reach up and get it. And I have to put my arm in the camera. I'm either going to read my Comet prompt, which is By the Light of the Moon by Dean Koontz. I have the audiobook for this as well. But Comet is, you have to have a astronomical word in the title. Moon is mine. And this is about, I believe it's about a scientist who takes 2 people hostage. He's a doctor. And he says that one of the people is going to be the carrier for his life's work. Or I'm going to pick up Christmas in Alaska by Debbie McComber. And this is about the mail order bride and the snow bride. So I haven't decided yet. I may not pick up either one of those. And I have some different ones I might use for my beginner series, which is my Rudolph. I have Redemption by Karen Kingsbury that I showed you I bought. And then I have Mistborn trilogy. So I just wanted to, it's science fiction. So this is the first one. And I have been so wanting to read this series. It says, the mist rule the night. The Lord ruler owns the world. Once a hero arose to save the world. He fell. Ever since, the world has become a wasteland of ash and mist, controlled by the immortal emperor known as the Lord ruler. But hope survives. A new uprising is forming, once built around the ultimate caper. The cunning of a brilliant criminal mastermind and the determination of an unlikely heroine, a street urchin who must learn to master the power of a Mistborn. So, it is small. It's a trade paperback, so the writing is pretty small, but I think I can get the audiobook, and I hope I can understand it. But I'm really looking forward to those because I've heard such good things about them. And I'm not sure I want to read another romance. So right now, even though that was a different type of romance, so I'm probably going to do, I might do Outside the Secret History. And that's my over 500 page book. And I do have chapter 1 right of it. It's my book I started and then put down. So, anyway, that's all I have for now. I think that's enough rattling, chattering. And I'm going to go and decide which one of these books I'm going to read next. So I'll talk to you later. Bye for now. So it's been a few days since I have updated this vlog. It is Sunday, December 4th, and it's almost 2 o'clock. So I just finished, about 2 hours ago, I finished Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers, and this book was so good. I have cried so much. I don't remember. I don't think I've ever cried this much. This book is about, it's a retelling of Hosea from the Bible, who marries Gomer, a prostitute, because God tells him to. And so the man in here, his name is Michael Hosea, and God tells him to marry a prostitute named Angel. And so he does, but he has to do some convincing. And just a minute. And so she was sold into prostitution as a child, and she's very bitter, as obviously so, and feels very empty, and then goes through many emotions, and self-hate and loathing, and he's trying to break down walls and trying to convince her that he loves her, and show her he loves her, and she leaves him, and he goes and gets her, and then she leaves him again, and God tells him that he can't go after her this time, and he's devastated because he loves her, and there are insinuating circumstances, but there's wonderful redemption stories for so many of the people in here. Well, for 2 of the people in here. And it's just such a beautiful story, and there, you know, several different smaller stories, and they're all interwoven together, and it's just such a wonderful book and such wonderful writing, and you can see God's love poured out upon Angel through so many different people, and they love her, and they don't judge her, even though she feels like they will, and she doesn't feel worthy of their love, and just like we don't feel worthy of God's love, and we're not worthy, and that's the biggest point, you know. We're not worthy. It is only by Christ that we are able to come to God, and it's through what he did. And so, you know, she has to come to that, and so she has to face her demons just like we all do, you know. And so I give it 5 stars. If I could give it 500 stars, I would. I loved it so much, and I cried. I think I started crying halfway through the book, and the self-loathing, I could feel it so much, and I really am going to find a different place to film, I promise you guys, because I'm filming in the same place every time, and so I am, and but anyway, I would stand up and film from my shelf, but that would just be too tall, and so, because I film on my iPad, and it would just, anyway, it is just such a wonderful book, and now I know why my grandmother told me to read it, and why my niece told me to read it, and I will be picking up more of Francine Rivers. Her writing is beautiful, And it's just a wonderful book, and I just loved it so much. There are some dark characters in here. She did have to write those dark characters because of the topics she was dealing with. And, but then, there's so many characters that are so beautiful. And, there's Miriam, and there's, Michael, and there's, Elizabeth, and there's, Susanna, and the banker, Susanna's father, and her mother. And it's just, they're so beautiful and so wonderful, and yet they know that if it wasn't for God, they wouldn't be able to see past her flaws. They know that they know that they're forgiven just as well. And so, and it's not that they're perfect. These people that she's writing about, like Michael, he's not perfect. He fights with some anger issues over some of the things that she does, and he has to rein himself in with some of those issues because she hurts him. And at first she's really bitter, and he can't seem to get through to her at all, and nothing he does seems right, and he just can't seem to touch her at all, like reach past that bitterness that she has. And when he finds out just a little bit of what happened in her past, he realizes why she's like she is, but when we come to Christ, when we come to, and we're forgiven, it is such a beautiful thing. Hello, everybody. So it's Monday, December 5th, back in the same spot. Dogs are barking at my husband. The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I did read a chapter of this before, and it's going to fulfill my prompt for finish a series or finish a book that you started but put down, or if that doesn't work, finish a novella. That is Dasher. Yeah, I know I've got to rely heavily on this. Yes, Dasher. And it also fulfills Christmas Star, which is over 500 pages. So I went to Audible and used a free credit that I have. And I had made it through chapter 1. And so I started listening to it last night. And luckily, Sky, I'm not sure how you say her other name, Chanel. I don't know. I'll link her down below. She's wonderful. If you have never seen her before, you should definitely go check her out. She's awesome, incredible, and I love watching all of her videos. And so anyway, she had reading sprints last night, live reading sprints, and so I was able to catch those. And I read a couple. I grabbed 2 of the sprints, sprint and a half, because the first sprint I didn't catch all of it. So, and then after the second sprint, my husband wanted to play Fortnite. So since it was the new Fortnite, I did play Fortnite. It was awesome. But anyway, I started, these chapters are so long. Like, there's only 8 chapters there, I think, in the whole book. Okay, so I started on page 46, which is where I had read to the last time. and now I'm on page 82. So I did pretty good. And I really still can't tell you anything about this book. They are an elite group of students studying under this one professor, and they have to give up all their other studies in order to study under him. There's only like 6 of them, I believe, 6 or 7. But I hope I start understanding a little more. I don't listen to it back and forth because I have to read along with it in order to understand what's going on. And I think I might slow it down a little bit more. I have it on 2.5 times speed, but I think I might slow it down to 2 times speed because I'm still not understanding, you know. And it may just be me. It's probably just me, but dark academia is not really my favorite genre within a genre, I guess is what you call it, but it's not really my cup of tea, so I'm still trying to get used to it. The only one that I've really completed is the Atlas 6. That was actually dark academia. I don't think I started, there was another one. I believe it was Richard, I guess. Richard Pepin, I think. They go out to lunch, and then he does not you know, he doesn't have money that the others do. And so Bunny didn't bring his wallet either, so he ended up having to call Henry, and Henry came and bailed them out. So not out of jail, but paid for their check. So anyway, that's all I've got for now. And so I'll talk to you later. Bye for now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close out this video, this vlog. And I know I only read one book, and then I told you about my second book that I picked up. But I'm going to go ahead and close it out, and we'll start a new one. And this one probably won't be up until about Wednesday because it takes my videos so long to upload. I'm going to stand up and show you my shirt because I got some new shirts in, and I'll link them down below. I believe this one was like $5.96, and it's from Love and Faith. And so anyway, they came in. I know you can't see my head, but anyway, I think they're so cute. This is 'tis season. I just loved it. It only took about a week for me to get them in, and so I was really, really impressed with it. And I also got a free shirt. And so anyway, I'm not sponsored or anything. They have good service. Excuse me, they kept me updated on, you know, when they packaged my order and shipped it out. And I was just very impressed with the quality of the shirts, and they're really nice. And the free shirt is long sleeved, and it's beautiful. Oh, I did show them to you. That was in my unboxing. The free one was the long sleeve black shirt that had the cross, and it said Jesus as the cross, and hope, faith, and love as a snowman. But anyway, I'll link them down below, and I will link Sky down below, and I'll link the hosts for the Reindeer Readathon. I mean, you can't join, but you might want to go check them out. And I want to give them props because they are wonderful. But anyway, that's all for this vlog, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from me, then click that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.